Everybody who sees these is gonna hate me. Lights, camera, action. Are we live right now?
Yes.
Fuck it, we'll do it live! Alright, what was the question? Religion is faith absent of evidence. And what that looks like to me is that you're willing to pretty much accept any scenario that hits your way and not necessarily needing a thorough explanation of what's going on to accept the events as they unfold. So for instance, if your best friend dies and the first thing that most people say to the parents of those people is it's part of God's plan. He's in a better place now, despite the fact that you don't even know if heaven exists. You don't know if God is real. You just automatically say that. It comforts you. It makes the hard moments in life easier to go through. It's like a crutch to avoid the harsh reality that we live in today's society, and that we use not just for our own lives, but for instance, people use it for the actions of our government, and how, or whenever a famine breaks out, a storm comes by, or for instance, politicians use it all the time to avoid answering a question directly. For instance, like Florida after the shooting, the school shooting in Florida, when they held that hearing that they had about it, or not hearing, but the town council about it or whatever, they, in front of the kids who were there for the shooting, spent 2 seconds and they voted not even to talk about it, and they immediately went to banning porn. And when they did talk about guns or gun reform and the school shooting, they said that they were just going to have to pray harder and offer their prayers, which, I mean, the thought is nice, but it adds up to nothing. Like, your prayers don't necessarily, if prayers stopped those types of things, or they stopped everything wrong in society, then perhaps the nation that it has the most amount of Christianity, most amount of Christians in the nation, would probably be the most peaceful nation, the best nation to live in, and we know that's not true for a variety of different reasons when you look at it objectively. So it's just a way to either find comfort in tough situations, to explain unexplainable answers, or to shrug off responsibility. To me, whenever anybody starts talking of God and all the amazing miracles that he has done, and all the crazy things he's done, I just think of like a little pixie fairy up in the sky dropping its little pixie dust in this little area. Do you need a miracle? Here you go. Here you go. Do you need a miracle? Here you go. Or I feel like Oprah. Whenever she had that episode when she just gave out a whole bunch of cars, like, you get a car, except for instead of cars, it's miracles. That's kind of how it feels whenever you like watch those televangelical, or those people on TV talking about, oh, if you ordered this right now, it's just, to me, he seems like an unexplainable item. Like, I can't necessarily disprove that he exists, and I'm not about to tell you that he doesn't exist for 100%, but I will tell you that there is no evidence backing up his real existence. So to me, he sounds like something that, if you want to convince me that God is real, or if you want to paint how God is to me, first you're going to have to explain or prove or find some sort of evidence that he actually exists. To me, he just seems like an imaginary friend, a folktale, a story from the Bible. And none of it's been proven, and there's no specific evidence proving that any of it actually happened or that he actually exists. So it just seems like a figment of the imagination that a lot of people are willing to believe in just because they're downtrodden or they were raised in it, or when push comes to shove, they just kind of show up because it's more of a social interaction rather than an actual belief going to church all the time. Hi, my name is Alec. I'm an agnostic atheist, which pretty much means that, I'm not about to tell you that I know how the universe was created or that there's no God, but I'm going to need a little bit of evidence to convince me to live my life to a certain creed or a certain religion. I live in Kansas City, Kansas, smack dab in the middle of the United States. Kansas is a pretty right-wing state, really Christian. I grew up in a Christian family, actually. Pretty much didn't have an option to go to church until I was 14. And of course, when I earned that freedom, or was given that freedom, I took it. I took it not to go. As far as hobbies, I love playing golf. I've been playing since I was in third grade. Got involved in an after-school program. Over in Kansas City, there's a golf course I learned to play at. It was actually Swope Park, right by the zoo. Every weekend, used to go play. Loved it. Played in tournaments. I still play from time to time. Target shooting's really fun. Always enjoyed it. Though I'm not huge on free guns for everybody. I'm not supporting rocket launchers down the street or anything like that. But I love trying new restaurants, looking at different cultures, watching different videos on YouTube, funny videos, Key and Peele kind of stuff. Love listening to music. Not really a huge dancer. My moves kind of suck, but the more look you get into me, the more dance moves I'll pretend I'm doing. I'm probably just doing this stupid stuff. But I just enjoy going out, socializing, having a little bit of fun. I'm 23 years old, and just living life one day at a time. Well, that didn't go the way I had envisioned it.